gonna be a long, long time. The touchdown brings me back again to find I'm not the man they think I am back home. Oh, no. I'm a rocket man. Rocket man.
Old-fashioned Hollywood podcast.
Yeah,
coffee and water today.
You don't want it this
yeah. So here we are.
Coronavirus. What is like week 3 now, right?
Outbreak quarantine edition. Yeah, this is this is volume number 3 for us for
Coronapocalypse.
Yeah, Coronapocalypse edition. So last week I had to play Red Dead Redemption Part D. And it was fun.
Had to or begged to.
Yeah, and now this week I'm strapping him down to watch an episode of Star Trek. I chose The Next Generation because it's a little more accessible and modern. I'm a big fan of the old school Star Trek, but it is a bit hokey and dated. So for people who aren't really familiar with Star Trek, I feel like it's a bit tough for some of them to watch and kind of like understand that in the time when that came out, it was serious and
really.
I mean, there's bits of humor to it.
Because think of the original Adam West Batman series. Like, it came out in the 60s. People still knew this is a goofy...
Oh, sure. Yeah, but more or less, Star Trek, when it came out, was serious, even though there were, like, hokey and funny bits to it.
Did the original Star Trek track interesting, human issues and topics?
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I chose this episode. This episode's called Measure of a Man, Season 2, Episode 9, and this is one of my favorite episodes. Because this gets to me at what I like about Star Trek and what I like about science fiction is taking broader ethical, moral questions and boiling them down into a specific thing within a sci-fi world to explore those topics.
And tying it up with a nerdy-ass fucking ribbon.
Yes, exactly. So, you said you've seen bits and pieces of
I actually know of it, because I'm looking, it's called The Measure of a Man.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of it. I don't know if it was whether it was memes or clips I saw online, but I know the idea of it.
Okay.
I actually think I've probably seen where, like a brief few minute long clip where Picard has to argue on behalf of him or something like that.
Yeah, that's what this shows.
But I don't know anything really.
Okay. All right, well, good. So, yeah, we'll go, I think we'll just jump in and watch it and kind of see what happens. All right, here we go. Let's start the episode.
Captain's log, stardate 42523.7. We are en route to the newly established Starbase 173.
Nintendo 64 clip.
Mm-hmm.
Crew rotation is scheduled, and we will be
the
uploading
remastered edition.
Hold it. No, that's my chair. My luck is always lousy unless I start the dealer's right. That would seem to be superstition. Now, bitter experience has taught me it's a fundamental truth.
LeVar Burton. I've seen him around town a few times.
5 worth stud, nothing wild, any of.
This game is exceedingly simple. With only 52 cards, 21 of which I will see, and 4 other players, there are a limited number of winning combinations.
More to this than just the cards, Data.
Of course, the bets will indicate the relative strength of each hand. Time to pluck a pigeon.
5.
I'm in.
I too. Mm-hmm.
Cool. 7 and a 6.
That guy's in a bunch of movies too, huh?
Which one?
Curly-haired dude. You're right.
I bet.
Oh, Call Me.
Albert Brooks guy.
Yeah, he's Albert Brooks, but yeah.
Fold.
Yeah, me too, I'm out.
Riker. I always thought Riker was the cool one.
Yeah. It's the beard.
Yeah. It's the swag.
Oh yeah, that too. He definitely has the swagger.
Confidence.
5.
Too rich for me.
No help.
LeVar Burton. LeVar Burton.
Just
take a look.
10. You're 10 and 10?
Now it picks up from this, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
it's a card game for 60 minutes.
yeah, right.
I always got to read.
Is that what is known as a poker face?
Are you playing or not?
I fold.
Does Data age?
No.
You had nothing. He bluffed you, Data. It makes very little sense to bet when you cannot win.
But I did win. I was betting that you wouldn't call.
How could you tell?
Instinct, Data. Instinct.
It's like Han Solo and C-3PO.
The game is 7-card high-low with a buy on the last card. And just to
Some
make it
will
more
do.
interesting, Manly acts too.
Yeah.
Just the environment, the atmosphere is God.
Yeah, yeah.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
during his tea,
Back in the tea room.
yeah, back in the tea room. Can we do that between all the cuts?
Yeah.
Philippa Lavoie. I'm back in uniform. It's been 10 years
Back in
since seeing you
pajamas.
again like this.
It's weird because I always thought he looked like an old man then.
Mm-hmm.
And now he just, now he's like a middle-aged man. Which is us getting
Bust a
older.
chair across.
Now you see him in Picard and you're like, fuck, he looks like an old man, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think he prematurely looks older
I think so,
than he
too.
did because he's bald.
Just
and,
being a bald dude,
Yeah,
yeah.
the white hair that he did have.
I feel like if you get gray hair young or you go bald young, it's good for you because for 20 years people will be like, you haven't aged a day. It's like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I did it all
Yeah.
fucking 30 years
I
ago.
looked like I was 55 and I was 30.
Yeah, Steve Martin. Everyone's like, man, he looks great. I'm like, the dude's
Space.
like he was old since he was 30.
The
you know?
final
right.
frontier.
So.
I guess the changes in his
So you understand like what data is?
Uh-huh. Yeah. He's a cyborg. What do they call him? Cyborg?
To explore
Android.
strange new
Android.
worlds.
Yeah.
Right.
To seek out new life.
And that's the Millennium
new
Falcon?
Civilizations.
Yes.
I
yes, it is.
swear I remember it not being
Go
CG.
when
Am
no
I
one
crazy?
has gone
But
before.
yeah. I mean, I'm. This is the remastered thing. So
they changed it for everything?
So
They made it
might have
worse.
Redone it. You know, the effects and as opposed to.
Didn't you think it looked better when it was practical?
Yeah. I mean, it's all a matter of opinion, I guess.
Starring Jonathan Frakes. Worf.
Yeah, Worf.
The famous trope in writing is called the Worf effect. Have you heard of it?
No, what's that?
So the Worf effect is it's a writing trick, and it's based on the Star Trek idea that at the beginning of many episodes of Star Trek, Worf would get his ass kicked by a villain to establish, because Worf was the strongest one of the heroes.
Right, yeah.
And if the villain could beat up Worf, we'd better take him seriously.
Yeah.
So Justice League cartoons, Superman gets knocked out in the first. It's just a cliche, and they call it the Worf effect.
So he gets beat up in every episode. He almost never wins a fight.
But he's the strong guy.
Yeah.
It's like they became a parody basically.
Yeah.
I am in charge.
It's like the Hulk
of
losing in
23rd
Avengers.
Sector
Oh, and the Hulk gets beat up by
Generals.
Thanos.
We're brand new.
It's the exact
I
same
have
thing
no
in the first few
staff,
minutes.
but
Yeah.
one terrified little ensign. And hopefully we can make some good law out here.
Anything is possible. You came back to Starfleet.
Still the most worthwhile place to be.
You had no reason to leave.
They forced me out.
No, that was your own damn self pride.
When I prosecuted you in the Stargazer court-martial, I was doing my job.
Oh, you did more than your job. You enjoyed it.
Not true. A court-martial is standard procedure when a ship is lost. I was doing my duty as an officer of the Judge Advocate General.
You always enjoyed the adversarial process more than getting at the truth.
Strong words,
Well, I
Picard.
hope that you've
Yeah.
learned a little wisdom along the way.
You know, I never thought I would say this, but it's good to see you again. It brings a sense of order and stability to my universe to know that you're still a pompous ass. And a damn sexy man.
Oh boy.
Captain Picard?
Grandpa and Grandma are flirting, guys.
Admiral.
Captain Lavoie?
Oh, shit.
You're acquainted with Captain Picard?
Oh, yes. We're old friends. Excuse me. Card. Call me. You can buy me dinner.
Call me.
Captain, it's good to see you again.
bitch.
Admiral. May I present Commander Bruce Maddox?
Commander?
He has an interesting proposal for you, but that can wait for a while. I'm eager to see the Enterprise.
Yes, sir.
That can wait for the
That's right.
second act.
If anybody ever played Mass Effect, This actually reminds me of it, which Mass Effect came way later.
Yeah. Yes.
I was a little surprised at the decision to put a base in force so close to the neutral zone.
That was, what's his face, that kid.
Yeah. Wesley Crusher.
We're here to respond when needed. And it won't hurt to have the Romulans know that we're nearby.
His character is modeled off of Gene Roddenberry's son.
Which one?
Wesley Crusher's character.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's Crusher's real name?
Has become a legend. This one is no different.
He does stuff with those Nerdist guys.
Yeah. And
Our captain,
Will Wheaton, yeah.
Will Wheaton, that's it.
on your android. Please take care of it.
Oh, and he was in Stand By Me. Just like the most amazing, one of the best movies ever.
Yeah,
I love it.
My condition does not alter with the passage of time, Commander.
The two of you acquainted?
Yes, I evaluated.
Yeah, they say that, but I bet in the sequel that's now 30 years later, he's going to live a little
the
older.
committee to oppose my entrance on the grounds that I was not a
He's not in the new Picard as that character. The actor plays other characters, but...
Oh, but he doesn't play Data at all? Good. So he's going to disassemble him?
Yeah.
My God, I should have done that.
Yeah.
The entrance evaluation at the Starfleet Academy.
Look at Riker.
I wanted to understand.
He leans forward his eyes.
Student of the works of Dr. Noni and Sung, Data's creator, and I have tried to continue his work. I believe I am very close to the break.
Data looks concerned. Is he supposed to show emotion?
He shows like simulated emotion.
Oh, I see.
But that's
which is
kind of what this is
kind of
getting to.
what we all are anyway, right?
But as a first step,
Realistically.
I must disassemble and study it. Data is going to be my guide.
Data?
Data.
Intriguing.
How will you proceed?
I will run a full diagnostic on Data, evaluating the condition of its current software. I will then dump its core memory into the Starbase mainframe computer and begin a detailed analysis of its construction.
But he's my friend.
The positronic brain.
Yes.
Have you determined how the electron resistance across the neural filaments is to be resolved?
Not precisely.
That would seem to be a necessary first step.
I am confident that I will find the answer once I examine the filament links in your anterior cortex.
But if the answer is not forthcoming, your model will not function.
I do not.
Data, you're a robot. You don't have say in this. You're not real.
Vague on the specifics.
You have no rights.
What are the risks to Commander Data?
Negligible.
Captain, I believe his basic research lacks the specifics necessary to support an experiment of this magnitude.
Commander Data is a valued member of my bridge crew. Based on what I've heard, I cannot allow Commander Data to submit himself to this experiment.
I was afraid this might be your attitude, Captain. Here are Starfleet's transfer orders.
So I'm going to trade you. I'll give you this toaster.
Yes.
And this trash can.
Starbase 173.
For your object.
Data, I will see you.
They have the same rights.
Tomorrow at 0900 hours.
They never. So did they ever determine whether or not he had rights before this? That just never came up. Like, it seems like a pretty important fucking thing to cover.
That's what this. Yeah, that's what this episode is. The early auditions for Patrick Stewart, they had him wearing a toupee because they thought that they would have solved baldness in the future. So they had him wear a
Oh
toupee.
yeah, or they'd probably stop caring about it, right?
Yeah, it just looked goofy, so they ended up sticking with the.
Maybe they
Well,
cure baldness, but maybe they just
have a problem.
outgrow caring about it.
I find myself in complete agreement with that assessment of the situation, sir.
Your service to this ship has been exemplary. I don't want to lose you.
I will not submit to the procedure, sir.
Data,
Are they gonna kiss, dude?
I hope so.
I understand your
Oh man.
objection,
Yeah, Data.
but I have to.
He abuses
consider
Data having no rights.
Right.
What
Jesus.
if Commander Maddox is correct? There is a possibility.
A sex robot.
Beings like yourself can be constructive.
Sir, Lieutenant LaForge's eyes are far superior to human biological eyes, true?
Mm-hmm.
Then why
Who's
are
that?
not all human officers
LeVar Burton.
Oh, with
required
his
to have
Cyclops
their
thing?
eyes replaced with cybernetic implants?
Hmm. Great point.
Damn it. Got me again.
Damn, Data.
I see. It is precisely because I am not human.
That will be all, Mr. Data.
The last thing you'd want a painting of in outer space would be of outer space, dude.
Shit.
Fuck.
All relevant information with regard to Starfleet regulations
You
of
have
the transfer
windows.
officers.
Yeah.
Working.
Computer looks cool even for like a futuristic one.
Yeah.
My
Got his
God.
little,
Twice
iPad
this many
there,
days.
whatever.
I need your help.
An historic moment.
I have been trying to make sense of this gobbledygook,
Ugh.
but it's beyond me. The fact is, my android officer, Data, is being transferred compulsorily to be made part of a highly dangerous and ill-conceived experiment, and I want it stopped.
He can refuse to undergo
Experiment.
procedure, but we can't stop the transfer.
What's this Maddox has got control of Data. Anything could happen. I don't trust that man.
We agree to certain risks when we join Starfleet.
Yes, acceptable risks, justified risks, but I can't accept this. It's unjustified, it's unfair. He has rights.
You know what is interesting to me casting wise? Is, you know, Spock and Kirk are a great metaphor for like the human element of what, and then the pure logic.
Option.
And then Data
always
is
an
like
option.
even more Spock than Spock.
Yeah,
Hardcore
for
pure
sure.
logic.
Yeah.
But the counter, the human counter, is also pretty practical too, and strong. Like,
Yeah.
like he's not
So you
like
came
this
to
isn't
me.
like a Han Solo Captain Kirk.
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
wing it. It'll work out.
Yeah.
You're the
He's
JAG
a
officer for
bit
this
more
sector.
by the book than
He's still a strong presence,
Wait.
Right.
but it's not like cocky or it's not about intuition.
I didn't
Right.
mean it that way.
So they don't clash quite
I'm
as
glad
hard.
you felt you could, well, come to me.
The word trust just isn't in your vocabulary, is it? Good try. 9 out of 10 for effort.
I wish things were different.
Oh,
God, you too.
Wish I could believe that.
just fucking get it over with.
Yeah. Would you like to take a nap with me soon? About 4 o'clock. Remember him in Independence Day?
Oh yeah. Uh huh.
Brent Spiner's his name, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So he had a like a love affair with her, and then she ended up getting killed in an earlier episode.
I've heard she died.
Yeah.
Was she a human?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She was fully human.
Was she the girl? Was she the lady from Pet Cemetery?
Yes.
I see
Tasha
Kyle nodding
Yar.
yes over
Yeah,
there.
mhm.
Wow, that's her?
Yeah. Yeah. Because she
She got killed in that too.
she ended up leaving the show because she, like voluntarily she wanted to leave the show and go do something else, so they killed her character off.
What'd she want to do you know?
I don't know, maybe just go on to like, feature film acting or something, something besides.
They just killed her off? Did she
Yeah.
die abruptly?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a a battle scene kind of thing,
Oh, wow.
When in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state. Is it just words to you? Or do you fathom the meaning?
Is it not customary to request permission before entering an individual's quarters?
I thought that we could
Yeah,
talk
Data has
this
human
out, and I
emotions a
could
little
try
bit for
to
sure. To act offended or
persuade you.
worried.
Memories and knowledge will remain intact.
Reduced to the mere facts of the events, the substance, the flavor of the moment could be lost. Take games of chance.
Games of chance.
Yes. I had read and absorbed every treatise and textbook on the subject and found myself well prepared for the experience. Yet, when I finally played poker, I discovered that the reality bore little resemblance to the rules.
And the point being?
That while I believe it is possible to download information contained in a positronic brain, I do not believe you have acquired the expertise necessary to preserve the essence of those experiences. There
Because I'm
is
more
an
than just
ineffable
data.
quality to memory which I do not believe can survive your procedure.
Ineffable quality.
Dude's nose is runny.
I had rather we had done this together.
Data?
Yeah, that dude's right
One
there.
way or the other. We are doing it.
Don't you think though,
Under
Data
my
would be kind of annoying?
Yeah.
No, sir.
Yeah, he does
I
like
am
there
neither
are
yours
like
nor anyone
you
else's
know
command.
episodes where he
I have
does stuff
resigned
and they're just like,
Star
shut up, Data.
It's like C-3PO, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
You can't resign.
yeah. The odds of our survival are only blah 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 blah. Like,
Yeah.
don't tell me the
Got
odds.
it.
Yeah.
I am the culmination of one man's dream. This is not ego or vanity. But when Dr. Sung created
Gee,
me,
Roddenberry.
he added to the substance of the universe. If
I
by
want
your
that guy to be more
experiments
than
I
like a
destroy
mustache twirling bad
something
guy
unique,
too.
Yeah, yeah.
Something wonderful will be lost. I cannot permit that. I must protect his dream.
And so must I. But keep packing, because one way or the other,
My
you will be
God.
reported.
So Data had sex with a woman in this?
Uh huh. Yeah.
Captain's log supplemental.
You wanna watch that
Commander
episode
Brooks
instead?
Maddox, having
Just
been
the
thwarted
clips.
by Data's abrupt resignation, is now seeking a legal remedy for his woes. Captain Leroy has requested my presence at those
Oh,
discussions.
he does voiceover between.
Your response is
Yeah, it's like
emotional
his
and irrational.
continuing
You are
log,
endowing
you know?
Data with
Oh, I
human
see, I see.
characteristics because it looks human.
Not all episodes
But
have
it
it.
is not. If it were a box on wheels, I would not be facing this opposition.
Overt sentimentality is not one of Captain Picard's failings. Trust me, I know.
I will tell you
I think she's a
again,
voice actor and stuff.
Data is a valued member of my crew. He is an outstanding bridge officer.
If I am permitted to make this experiment, the horizons for human achievements become boundless. Consider every ship in Starfleet with the Data on board. Utilizing its extraordinary
That's really
capabilities,
annoying, sir.
acting as our hands and eyes in dangerous situations.
4 Datas to every one human.
Why don't you get
Yeah.
to the point?
So that sounds like
Data must
we're
not
gonna
be
commit suicide.
permitted to resign.
Data is a Starfleet officer. He still has certain rights.
Right. I'm sick to death of hearing about rights. What about my right not to have my life work subverted by blind ignorance?
We have rule of law in this federation. You cannot simply seize people and experiment with them to prove your pet theories.
Thank you.
Now you're
he's
doing
not a
it.
people.
Data is an extraordinary piece of engineering, but it is a machine. If you permit it to resign, it will destroy years of work in robotics. Starfleet does not have to allow the resignation.
Commander, who do you think you're working for? Starfleet is not an organization that ignores its own regulations when they become inconvenient. Whether you like it or not, Data does have rights.
Let me put it another way. Would you permit the
I'll
computer
kill
of
you.
the Enterprise to refuse a refit?
That's an interesting point. But the Enterprise computer is property. Is data.
Of course.
There may be lots
They never. This never came up before this.
A ruling with such broad
It's a TV show, Larry.
implications must
But
be
yeah.
supported.
Yeah, but some shows put that kind of thought into it.
I hope you will use
I understand though that they want to tackle this exact
I
topic.
mean,
in
this is only
episode.
season 2. This is
Oh.
pretty early in the show.
I just meant like when they were building the things.
Oh.
Because they're supposed to be like a perfect society almost.
Well, the guy Nunyan Sung built them,
Data.
and then
You're supposed to rip the
they
wrapping
picked Data up and acquired him.
Oh,
later.
I see.
Yeah, so they Starfleet didn't build the android; somebody else built it.
Paper
And he was
can be
already a
utilized again.
Look at Worf.
he was already a person when they
The Dream of the Fire by Karatak. Thank you, Worf.
It was in the hands of the Klingons that the novel.
There's your friend on the right there, huh?
I couldn't
Mhm, Maria.
disagree more. We'll save that argument for another day.
Excuse me, please.
Is he pouting?
Yeah.
Is something wrong?
Of course there is. You're going away.
I just wanted to see you taken apart.
No one regrets that necessity more than myself, but you do understand my reasons.
Sure, I understand. I just don't like you being forced out. It's not fair.
As Dr. Pulaski would at this junction no doubt remind us, life is rarely fair.
Sorry, that just doesn't make it any better.
I shall miss you, Geordi.
So many moments where they should have kissed him throughout this show.
Yeah.
Here's one for sure.
And
Take care of yourself.
kiss.
Star Trek was the first show to have a robot and a black man kissing.
I have completed my
They just keep one-upping it like
based on
lightsabers.
the past in the early 21st century.
It's the first major show to
Feels
have
kind
a
of forced by the like the fourth.
8-person orgy.
Yeah.
With a paraplegic and a...
Yeah, they just come in the scene out of nowhere, all in red shirts.
Then I shall be required
Okay,
to hold
guys,
a
getting
hearing.
And I
blamed.
so challenge. Convene your hearing.
Captain, that would be exceedingly difficult. This is a new base. I have no
I'd love to
staff.
listen to Patrick Stewart and
Surely,
Sean Connery in a really
You
heated
have
argument.
regulations to take care of such an eventuality.
There
They
are.
both win.
I can use serving officers as legal counsel. You, as the senior officer, would defend.
Very good.
That should make
And
for a
the
great finale.
unenviable task of prosecuting this case would fall on you, Commander, as the next most senior officer of the defendant's ship.
He's just like he's at the beach all the time.
I can't. I won't.
Sprawled out everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Just feet on the
I not only
table.
respect him, I consider him my friend.
When people of good conscience...
He goes, "I'm sorry, would somebody say something?"
Yeah.
We must still sometimes
He's playing on
resort to
his
this
phone.
kind of adversarial system.
You just want me to prove that data is a mere machine. I can't do that because I don't believe it. I happen to know that, so I am neither qualified nor willing. I'm going to have to find someone else.
Then I will rule summarily based on my findings. Data is a toaster. Have him report immediately to Commander Maddox for experimental
There you go.
refit.
Oh wow. I was just making bigot jokes about him.
I have no choice but to agree.
He's up higher. He's like a microwave.
And I expect you to do your
Yeah.
duty in that court.
And a
If
smart
I find
microwave with
for
like the
one
popcorn
reason you are
button.
not doing your best, I'll
Microwave.
end this then and there.
You don't have to remind us of our duty.
I think number one can beat the captain's ass.
Oh, yeah.
You just remember your...
You could forget about that nap.
I have never
Yeah.
Not then, and certainly not now.
You can forget about the coitus.
I sold to go take one, but you're not invited. I wonder how many times they didn't open the doors in time for like a fast walkout.
Oh, there are some like blooper.
Oh, there's
reels
gotta
and
be.
kind of stuff like that. Yeah.
Like when they just improv running out real fast.
Yeah.
The guy doesn't know.
Data. Captain Lavoie has
If
issued
the
a
actor's
ruling
noses
on
get
the
more and more
property
crooked
of
as the show
Starfleet
goes.
Yeah.
You cannot resign.
I see. From limitless options, I am reduced to none. Or rather, one. I can only hope that Commander Maddox is more capable than it would appear.
Data, you're not going to submit. We are going to fight this. I've challenged the ruling. Captain Lavoie will be compelled to convene a hearing. She may be overly attached to the letter of the law, but I suspect that she still understands its spirit. We will put to rest this question of your legal status once and for all. Now, I have been asked to represent you, but if there is some other officer with which you would feel more happy...
Captain, I have complete confidence in your ability to represent my interests.
And kiss.
Computer, identify Riker, William T. Access code, Theta Alpha 2, 737 Blue, enable.
He ended up directing a whole bunch of the episodes.
Oh, that's cool.
And he directed some of
all
the new
available
ones, the new
technical
Discovery, the new
schematics
Picard,
of
and
Lieutenant
stuff like that.
Commander Data.
He was the voice we talked about hanging out for
Gargoyles?
Yeah, Gargoyles, the main
Mhm.
villain, David,
Mhm.
whatever Xanatos, or whatever. Really good voice for the bad guy.
Mhm.
The bad guy who turns good slowly.
Yeah.
What the hell? Looks like a midget's body. They had to fit it in the screen. Huh? What if Data was built like that? What if Data's so annoying that by the end they're all for scrapping him?
Yeah.
This hearing
just
convened
throw
on
the robot
Stardate
out.
42527.4
Unanimous.
to determine the legal status of the android known as Data. The Office of Judge Advocate General has rendered a finding of property the defense has challenged. Commander Riker?
Your Honor, there is only one issue and one relevant piece of evidence. I call Lieutenant Commander.
Wow, what an easy episode to film, dude. They never even left the ship.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was the
kind of cool though.
The whole point of like the original show was a way to keep like the costs down. Is
Mhm.
that you have the set and everything happens on the set. You know?
Yeah, but it's as long as it's stimulating like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
This is a good concept, you know. This is an age-old question, but it's cool how they're tackling it.
Objection, Your Honor.
I want this read. All of it.
Sustained.
Valor and Gallantry. Medal of Honor with clusters. Legion of Honor. The Star Cross.
Proceed, Commander.
Commander, what are you?
Why is Riker against him?
Because he was chosen to.
Oh, he just has to be.
Yeah,
Webster's 24th Century Dictionary, 5th edition, defines an android as an automaton made to
It's
resemble
kind
a
of cool.
human
It's good
being.
writing.
An automaton. Made by whom?
Automaton.
Sir?
Who built you, Commander?
Dr. Noonien Sung.
And he was?
The foremost authority on cybernetics.
More basic than that. What was he?
They need more minorities, even for this.
Human?
You know?
Yeah.
For a futuristic society.
Commander, what is the capacity of your memory, and how fast can you access
standing.
I have an ultimate storage capacity of 800 quadrillion bits. My total linear computational speed.
Why do all the
has
girls
been
like
rated
Riker?
at
Well, look at the
60
fucking
trillion
guy.
operations
Yeah.
per second.
How's he not told? Hey, straighten up. Fix your uniform.
You see his
Your Honor,
like famous sit
I offer
down.
in evidence
How he puts his legs
prosecution's
over a chair and
Exhibit A,
sits down.
Oh, does he?
I'll show it to you later.
He's probably told to do that stuff, though.
No, it was just a thing that he did. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Commander, would you bend that?
Objection. There are many life forms possessed with mega strength. These issues are not relevant to this hearing.
I'm afraid I can't agree, Captain. Proceed with your demonstration, Commander.
Drawing on the log of the construction.
He accidentally straightens it out when he sits it down.
Yeah.
Constructed by Noonien
Act
Sung.
like
Hold on, cut. Do that again.
A request to be allowed
It's straightened out by itself.
to remove the commander's hand for your inspection.
Objection.
Doesn't matter. Objection withdrawn.
Proceed.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. Get to hurt a friendship.
I'm sorry.
Oh, come on.
What?
No, obviously that's not the real hand, right? Oh, look.
Oh, look.
They
It
painted
moved.
the whole thing, huh?
It moved.
Wow.
The commander is a physical
to detail.
representation of a dream, an idea conceived of by the mind of a man. Its purpose, to serve human needs and interests. It's a collection of neural nets and heuristic algorithms.
Sir, I'd like to take the head next.
Dictated by an elaborate software written by a man. It's hardware built
I'd like to take his face.
by a man. And now,
She's like, go ahead.
a man will shut it off.
Commercial break.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pinocchio is broken.
God.
Oh my God,
The
yeah.
strings have been cut.
It's like a soap opera, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I request a recess.
My God.
Granted.
Do we just leave him, or he doesn't know they left and came back?
Yeah.
Do you mean his argument was that good?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, Whoopi
Sister
Goldberg.
Act.
Sister Act, yeah. In space.
The harder argument. I saw a mission
That's part
database
3.
machine.
Really going downhill.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're worried about what's going to happen to him.
I've had to send people on far more dangerous missions.
And this should work out fine. Maddox could get lucky and create a whole army of Datas, all very valuable.
Oh, yes, no doubt.
He's proved his value to you.
What is she?
She's some sort of like a.
Begin to calculate.
Guinan is her character's name, and she's some sort of like.
But she's real, right?
all-knowing being sort of thing. Yeah.
But she's she's an organism or a hologram or what?
No, she's real, but she's sort of has almost like godlike
Consider that
knowledge.
In the history of many worlds, there
She
have
should be the
always
captain.
been disposable creatures. They do the dirty work. They do the work that no one else wants to do because it's too difficult or too hazardous. And an army of data's all disposable. You don't have to think about their
Scary.
welfare. You don't think about how they feel. Whole generations of disposable people.
If you were going to do that, you would have to take away all of his emotional capacity.
Slavery.
Yeah.
Because it is slavery.
I think that's a little harsh.
I don't think that's a little harsh. I think that's the truth. But that's a truth that we have obscured behind a comfortable, easy euphemism.
God, it's so true about humans too. They will reason, they will rationalize anything, dude.
Yeah.
They will get comfortable with any evil if we just give them time.
Commander Riker has dramatically demonstrated to this court that Lieutenant Commander Data is a machine. Do we deny that? No, because it is not relevant. We too are machines, just machines of a different type. Commander Riker has also reminded us that Lieutenant Commander Data was created by a human. Do we deny that? No. Again, it is not relevant. Children are created from the building blocks of their parents' DNA. Are they property? I call Lieutenant Commander Data to the stand.
Where's he going to walk to? Oh, I see. In the middle?
Yeah. Big puffy chair.
Oh, they turned him back on, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously. Look at you. Keeping up with the show.
What are these?
I have these chocolates.
Why do you pack them? What logical purpose do they serve?
I do not know, sir. I suppose none. I just wanted them. Is that vanity?
Yes, you piece of shit.
And this?
A gift from you, sir.
You value it?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Not much.
It is a reminder of friendship and service.
And this? You have no other portraits of your fellow crew members. Why this person?
I would prefer not to answer that question, sir. I gave my word.
Under the circumstances, I don't think Tasha would mind.
She was special to me, sir. We were intimate.
Dum dum dum.
So he has a penis that can get hard and stuff?
Apparently.
Why?
He's anatomically correct.
Why would it get hard, though?
Because the idea was to make him as human as possible.
He has blood flowing, pumping through him?
He has a blood-like
Commander
fluid.
Riker, do you want to cross?
Oh, he shoots that?
I have no question, Your Honor.
Huh?
Thank you. You may step down.
Keeping it highbrow, Larry. Keeping it highbrow.
I called it stand. Commander Brooks
Ha-ha.
is a hostile witness.
Hostile.
The guy in the blue. How do the colors work?
Blue is science.
Oh, it's really like that, huh?
Commander. Current assignment. Associate Sheriff
In this iteration of it.
What's red?
Well, red is either engineering
Yes,
or
suffice it to say, he's an expert. Commander,
like
is your contention
leadership?
that
Yeah,
Lieutenant Commander
leadership.
Data is not a sentient
But then
being,
the
that
yellowish
we're
one is
entitled
also
to all the rights reserved for all life
security
forms within
or-
this federation.
Data is not sentient, no.
That's kind of interesting how they
Commander,
do
would you enlighten us? What is required for sentience?
Intelligence, self-awareness, consciousness.
Prove to the court that I am sentient.
This is absurd. We all know you're sentient.
So I'm sentient, but Commander Data is not.
That's right.
Why? Why am I sentient?
Well, you are self-aware.
Ah, that's the second of your criteria. Let's deal with the first, intelligence.
Is Commander
There are a lot
Data
of human beings who
intelligent?
aren't self-aware.
Yeah, right.
It has the ability to learn and understand and to cope with new situations.
Like this hearing.
Yes.
What about self-awareness? What does that mean? Why am I self-aware?
Because you are conscious of your existence and actions. You are aware of yourself and your own ego.
Commander Data, what are you doing now?
I'm taking part in a legal hearing to determine my rights and status. Am I a person or property?
And what's at stake?
My right to choose. Perhaps my very life.
My rights. My status, my right to choose. My life. Well, seems reasonably self-aware to me, Commander. I'm waiting.
This is exceedingly difficult.
Do you like Commander Data?
I don't know it well enough to like or dislike it.
But you admire
But
it.
that hair's horrible.
It is an extraordinary
Data does
piece
have a
of
weird
engineering
haircut.
and programming.
Hmm?
Yes,
I said
you have
Data
said
does
that.
have a weird haircut.
Oh, it's horrible.
Devoted your life to the
Kind
study
of
of cybernetics in
bobs in
general.
the back.
Yes.
Maybe if we
Commander Data in particular.
spray painted him a
Now you
different
propose
color,
to
he could
dismantle
grow
him.
on me.
So that I can learn from it and construct more.
How many more?
As many as are needed. Hundreds, thousands if necessary. There is no limit.
Single data, and forgive me, Commander, is a curiosity. A wonder even, but thousands of datas.
Yeah.
Isn't that becoming a race? And won't we be judged by how we treat that race? Now tell me, Commander,
Yes.
what is data?
I don't understand.
What is he?
A machine!
Is he? Are you sure?
Yes!
You see, he's met 2 of your 3 criteria for sentience, so what if he meets the 3rd? Consciousness in even the smallest degree. What is he then? I don't know. Do you?
Yeah. It's to what degree?
Do you?
He goes, huh? What? He's just drinking a margarita, fucking sunglasses on.
Well, that's the question you have to answer.
Texting all the other female
Yeah, he's got a
officers.
girl next to him.
Yeah.
Your Honor, a courtroom is a crucible.
After this, I'll
in it
get
we
you out of
burn
here.
away
Oh, what? I'm sorry.
irrelevancies until we are left with a pure product, the truth, for all time. Now, sooner or later, this man, or others like him, will succeed in replicating Commander Data. And the decision
Absolutely.
we reach here today will determine
It would be
how we
inevitable.
regard this creation of our
Inevitable.
genius. It will reveal the kind of a people we are, what he is destined to be. It will reach far beyond this courtroom and this one android. It could significantly redefine the boundaries of personal liberty and freedom, expanding them for some, savagely curtailing them for others.
So,
Prepared to condemn him
is he
and all
from
who come after him to
Britain
servitude and
on
slavery.
the Earth?
No, he's actually
Your
supposed to
Honor,
be French.
Starfleet was
Jean-Luc
founded to
Picard.
seek out new life.
But he
Well,
sounds
there
British.
he sits.
Yeah, well, you know, because he's British.
Oh.
Yeah.
You wanted a chance to make law. Well, here it is. Make it a good one.
He was an Excalibur, remember?
Yeah.
It sits there looking at me, and I don't know what it is.
He looks like a lizard
This
kind of.
case is dealt with
The green is creepy.
metaphysics.
His eyes, yeah.
I wouldn't have gone with that color. Actually, makes him look.
Philosopher.
I don't know.
I'm
Scary.
neither competent nor qualified to answer those.
It immediately
to
makes
make
him
a
look
ruling.
non-human, though.
That's true.
Try to speak to the future.
That's true. So it's more of an obstacle to get over with.
Right.
It's kind of cool
Is
that way
Data a
too.
machine? Yes. Is he the property of Starfleet?
And the makeup, he puts that on every morning when he.
Yeah,
uses
he
his food.
chooses to.
Dancing around the basic issue. Does Data have a soul?
And that's me wanting to have sex with
I don't know
Picard.
that he has. I don't know that I have.
Riker's interested?
But I have got to give him the freedom to explore that question himself. It is the ruling of this court that Lieutenant Commander Data has the freedom to choose.
Her being cold and icy and them reminding you that her and Picard clash at the beginning is good because it makes it so she's not going to clearly lean in favor of him later, you know.
I formally refuse to undergo your procedure.
I will.
I'll be back with an army by morning.
Thank you. And Commander, continue your work. When you are ready, I will still be here. I find some of what you propose intriguing.
He's
very much.
You didn't call him it?
You got me there.
Shit. Can you get me that hand?
This isn't Terminator.
You see?
Just one hand.
Sometimes it does work.
How about that nap?
Philippa.
And they have to end on that.
Dinner.
You buying?
Oh, basically did end on that.
Yeah.
Nap time, you and me, some inshore.
That depends.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, there is a celebration on the holodeck.
I have no right to be there.
Because you failed in your task.
He's smoking weed.
Came that close to winning Data. Yes, sir.
I almost cost you your life.
Is it not true that had you refused to prosecute,
That looks cinematic in the dark there.
summarily against me?
It's that bright light that makes it look tacky.
That action injured you and saved me. I will not forget it.
These old episodes are all shot on film.
Oh,
This
really?
was on video. Yeah.
It's just the light's so bright when they're in the main deck or whatever.
But with your help, I am
It's
learning.
like TV.
Yeah. And this
Plus, so you're shooting TV, you can't light every shot, right? Like,
Yeah.
You can't have the camera jumping around like crazy. And it all worked out.
So that was it.
Superman music. Reminds me of
Yeah,
Lois and Clark.
Yeah, it's very similar.
Probably playing around the
very
same time.
Triumphant with the trumpets and all the brass and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's cool, man. I like it.
So yes, that was definitely like not an action-packed episode. You know, it was very much cerebral in the
Only the show isn't here, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's totally cerebral. It reminds me of why I like the books and movies and video games that I like. I mean, it's
Yeah,
totally,
yeah.
I like that shit. You know, what they're doing is it's like when you don't want to eat your vegetables and your mom figures out a way to sneak broccoli into something you do like.
Right.
It's packaging substance into a fun thing, and I mean that was just straight up substance. That wasn't any kind of like. They didn't even try to think of ways to have it be visually entertaining. You know what I mean? But that was okay.
Yeah, except for I mean, like he's an android and his arms comes off, and so they have those sort of like visual things, and it's
how'd they do that back then too?
Set in a spaceship and all that kind of stuff. You know, how they do it.
I was joking about the arm coming off. The red-haired lady always reminded me of Jean Grey.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh man, yeah, no, it's cool, man. I mean, I think if they made that episode now, you could go way further into it. You know what I mean? You got to wrap that up in 45 minutes right there, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I think those ideas are ideas that even if you're not a Star Trek fan, if you're an intelligent, aware person in 2020, you have had that conversation already.
Yeah.
We've discussed the rights of AI, what it's going to mean. You know what I mean? That's why I was joking, like, how are they not talking about this? Because to me, in our society, we can't make a data yet. But I'm already wondering what its rights are going to be when we can. You know, as Kyle, who's over there, isn't a lot of our friends. We talk about this all the time. You know, what are the rights of something that develops any kind of self-awareness? You know,
sure. Well, I think within this story, in this universe, like they get data where he's already sort of a fully functioning person,
so
and
there was no like build up to it.
Yeah,
like,
and they just sort of like grant
and
and assume that he's a person because he acts so much like a person, and like that he's the only one. So it's like, well, let's just treat him like a person because he acts like a person, and he's...
And so it never came up really till that,
Yeah, to where, oh, yeah, wait a minute, maybe we should, like, what is that larger ramification?
So let's say, and I know, religious people don't agree with this or whatever, and even some people who aren't religious think that there's something inherently unnatural and or magical about, they'll call it a spirit or a soul or self-awareness, curiosity, those things that like a bull doesn't really have about the world, or a lion isn't wondering. Think about death and after death, and you know what I mean. Like its brain isn't there.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people, especially with determinism. People, I think theories pretty much suggest now that we are basically robots. And you might think, no, I make a decision. It's like, no, your decision, the options available to you when you make a decision are only available to you built on your genetic capabilities mixed with your environment and your experiences. So if you go, no, I can pick what I want. No, you can only pick the options available to you in your brain. So Sam Harris would ask people, name a celebrity right now. And they name one, and he would say, why didn't you pick Bruce Willis? Chances are that never even popped into your brain.
Right.
In that moment, it was perfectly an option. So you are limited to I don't know how to articulate this. You're limited to what's available. You're not really in control like you think you are.
Right. Well, and they've even done studies where they show that looking at the timing of like the impulses of your brain and stuff like that. Like if I say I'm going to pick up this coffee mug, my hand has already started moving towards the coffee mug before my brain realizes that I've made the decision to pick it up. The action happens before
you think you made the choice.
Yeah, before I'm aware that I've even made that choice. Sort of thing.
Yeah, so it's basically another example is to like you can say, well, so and so misbehaved when he talked to that cop. That's why he was given a ticket. But any person under the right conditions is So let's say you take Scott, who's normally a good guy, and then you take away his ability to sleep. You make him work 14 hours a day.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you have him pulled over. And you go, why did he choose to be mouthy? It's like, no, you've altered his brain to the point where he's moody. He can't think as sharp. And again, that proves that we're slaves to context. Like we're slaves to the moment. Whatever's available to us, that's what we have to go on, And I think that's what a robot is. It only has what you've put in.
Right.
And then if you give it the capacity to pay attention to things and add new data, that's true. But I think from that, people think that it's impossible to go from that to having emotions. And I don't think that it is. I think that they're a natural extension of intelligence, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't think they're a magical thing that comes in from an exterior source. I think that one leads to the next. You keep adding intelligence, keep adding intelligence, keep adding intelligence. It's going to start developing its own curiosity. Right. And it's going to start feeling emotions or some form of them.
Yeah, because you expect that there's going to be things like confusion and frustration. Maybe very early sort of things where, okay, this thing does not compute.
As they said, ego, though, plays into that. Like you want things to happen.
Right.
You think yourself capable of this, and you come up short sometimes, and you, like... Yeah, it's interesting. It's really interesting.
Well, that's why I like Star Trek, and that's why not all the episodes are that sort of like thinky
existential.
And that
but they touch on stuff like that all the time.
and a lot of them are sort of metaphors for other things and stuff like that. But that's why I get into the show. And if you're watching this and you haven't watched much Star Trek, there's lots of good episodes out there that are this kind of thing, and there's others where it's more actiony in space where we're shooting the enemy and just sort of like outwitting and
it's still
that
chess,
kind of
though.
stuff.
There's still something going on.
I
never watched Star Trek really. I don't think I've ever watched a full episode from start to finish. Maybe once in my life.
So now you have.
I was not really a Trekkie. My uncle was. My uncle Lynn. I don't know. I think. I was gonna say for context for people who are. I know Scott has so many Star Trek friends, Star Trek fans, friends, and he's friends with a lot of the actors, who've been in his film projects. But Star Trek is like an ideal society, right? Or what's
they're very much like it's like there's like no money.
They don't worry about money.
Yeah, it's a very like a extreme socialist kind of society where
It's all about the betterment of mankind. Like you're covered on food, you're covered on shelter.
We sort of transcended all
the petty stuff.
The capitalist sort of thing, even though it exists in
it does,
in that universe.
It's still got to be there for the drama.
But other races like the Ferengi and stuff like that. But within within the Federation, yes, the sort of like idealistic utopian society.
Star Trek was always pushing the boundaries there, progress wise, right? Like having the first black screen kiss back in the day in the old series, and even this. That's why I was saying, like, it would be nice to see more diversity in those old episodes, because that would have been so bold. I mean, would they have made it? I don't know if they would have let them make it, but that should be a completely colorblind cast, I think. Like, as far as there should be a rainbow in there, but I'm sure now it would be. I think you could get away with it.
I mean, if then that's the new stuff, like Discovery takes a lot of heat because it's SJW and they're trying to be diverse for the sake of diversity, but that's always been what Star Trek is about and stuff like that. It's like, okay, it's a world in the future, and you have people from all over, and regardless
I do. Here I am arguing that it should be more diverse because I'm all for that. But I as you know, I get weirded out. It rubs me the wrong way when it feels like it's. I don't know about that Star Trek show, but the Disney movies where like every white guy was a bad guy and you know what I mean? It's like that's not what I'm looking for. But yeah, I do think the colorblind way of approach is refreshing for sure.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining us all. Another.
I hope you guys are doing all right too.
Yeah.
Health-wise, boredom-wise. Well, I'm working on a little project, but I'll be posting.
Yeah. We'll have more updates on that stuff, and maybe next week we'll return to our normal audio-only format, or bring in a guest or something like that.
We'll figure something out cool.
Yeah. If you have suggestions for us, send them our way. And we'll see if we can.
A show, movie, anything.
Accommodate. So another old-fashioned Hollywood podcast. Signing off.
Adios.